Hey folks, welcome back to another Poem Master video, and let's check out Olivia's grid and some builds and all that stuff. So, I would guess that a lot of you guys have Olivia. I mean, if you don't have Olivia while watching this video, or at least have a few copies, right? She's been in the game for a long time, and if you've been playing for a long time, I mean, she's literally been here since the start, right? Even before the start in beta, right? Yeah, if you've been playing since the start, you probably at least have one copy of Olivia, right? If not more. So really exciting unit to get a synchro expansion, right? So anyways, let's check it out. So her grid, there's basically two kinds of ways to build, and both are good, right? Either you build it with Sandstorm or without, right? Which both are fine. So let's go over those. And usual, let's start from the bottom and move, slowly move up in terms of sync move level, all that stuff, right? So at 1 out of 5, as usual, nothing too much to really worry about here, right? There really isn't much point in picking up rock throw stuff, right? So let's not worry about those. Let's just get the Stone Edge stuff in there. Stone Edge, you got move gauge refresh straight up at 1 out of 5, right? With Stone Edge, X attack MP refresh. I mean, if you're not using supports, she only gets up to +4, right? So if you pick up some more supports, you get a bit more of there, right? Which is nice. All right, as for some other stuff, I guess that's the last thing, right? Art is diamonds, that's not rock throw. All right, so there you go, right? Again, pretty straightforward, just pick up everything not named rock throw. All right, 2 out of 5, you got a bit more options here. You got the big one, Inertia, right? And Inertia is especially good on her, and well, one of the reasons why it's good on her, not so much for Alligator, is because she has really high base, physical attack, right, in comparison to Fraligator, which, well, Fraligator doesn't have Inertia, it's Haymaker, but you guys get the point, right? So Inertia is very good on her because of her very high physical attack stat, right? So from here you kind of diverge in terms of if you want to run Sand or not, right? Let's first talk about Sand. So for Inertia, obviously you want to pick up Inertia, these Rock Throw, which is slightly annoying, the Rock Throw power-ups, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Come down here and pick up Sand Blaster 5 as well, and over here with Sands of Time, actually, yeah, I probably want to go here instead. Get an extra bit of attack and Stone Edge power-up. And then maybe, have to pick up Sand Shelter. Don't want to, go into sand without a shelter, right? That'd be kind of bad. And then you have, let's see, I don't think you could pick up any of these. Actually, well, you could pick up, I guess, one over here. Well, actually, no, you don't. You straight up don't have any power to pick up any more Stone Edge power-ups. So, depending on what you want, like if you need X attack MP refresh, you don't have, physical support or whatever, you can pick that up, right? If you want to get more speed, I mean, her base speed's not the best, even though she does get +6 speed relatively easily, but that doesn't help that much, right? Yeah, you do got, some options, right? Just some stat nodes in general, right? Since you don't have too much over here to go off in terms of like useful stuff, right? So anyways, and now without Sand, if you're running her outside of Sand, right? Although 2 out of 5, I'd say 2 out of 5, it's best to run her in Sand. Again, you can run her outside of Sand, but 2 out of 5 I'd probably more recommend, just run her in Sand, right? But yeah, there are some things you go for. Stone Edge, move gauge refresh. So since you don't have Sands of Time over here, some Stone Edge power-ups would be nice. If you want, you could also go for this Stone Edged amped up 6, right? So, gets you full inertia a bit quicker, which would also be nice. And then you can pick up another Stone Edge power up as well. And this would be something that you probably run if you're, again, not running, the Sandstorm or whatever, right? So moving on to 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5, you basically have like very similar things for the most part. There are some different approaches that you could take, right? For example, again, let's start with Sand. Sand, you could go around over here instead, so pick up that extra attack +20 and HP +30 and the Wide Awake instead of these, rock throw power-ups, right? This cost a bit more, but you do pick up, some more useful stuff, right? Sand Blaster, now you have Surging Sand 3, which is really nice. You could either, again, you could go for that, or you could, again, come down here, which, again, saves you much more energy and could potentially give you Sands of Time there as well. If you want to go for this, this is also fine, right? In terms of, again, if you're running a Sand team. And as for like non-sand teams, right? If you're running a non-sand team, again, in terms of however you want to pick up inertia, it depends on you, right? Since you don't need anything over here, don't have to worry about that, right? Come down here, pick up Stone Edge, move, gauge, refresh, which would be nice for the most part. And again, if you want, you could pick up Rock Throw over here, right? Oh, also, did I for the 2 out of 5, did I go over here for Sand Shelter for the amped up? Because it's better to pick up this for an extra bit of speed instead. But anyways, regardless, yeah, you come down, pick this up, and then pick some more Stone Edge power-ups, or you could go, you know, the other way if you don't need Stone Edge amped up, right? You could, you know, pick up some more Sync Move power-ups. That would be nice, right? More Stone Edge power-ups if you want, right? Something like that, or something like that and that. Well, actually, you don't have enough. Never mind. Pick up the, you know, those instead. Or actually you do, wait a second, you do over here, and then you got like 3 left over, pick up something like attack or something, right? So that's one way you could go at it. Another way, obviously, take the shorter route, get more freedom outside of that to pick up some more Stone Edge power-ups instead, right? And you know, something like that. So anyways, yeah, that's basically the builds that you go for, Olivia, right? She doesn't have that much variety in her grid. Her grid's very, very straightforward, right, for the most part. But it's good. It's efficient. You get most things that you need, right, with the amount of energy that you want, right? Some folks were wondering, you know, in terms of, oh, should I prioritize more on, you know, Stone Edge damage or more so on the Sync Nuke damage? And, well, you could do a bit of both, right? But reason why Sync Nuke is a bit more useful here is like it's the inertia gives you like what, double your Sync Move damage, right? And that's 3 turns for that, and you know, that's what at 5 out of 5, 300 times 2 times 1.3 is, I think, 900 or something, right? And then if you you know, or not 1.3, 1.5 for the Sand Blaster. The Stone Edge, however, you know, it's what was it, 120, right? Then you add a bit more, and then times 130 for Surging Sand 3, right? And then times 3 because you use 3 Stone Edges before you use 1 Sync Move, right? It yields you a bit less. I think it's around 400 to 500, something like that. So yeah, it does seem like it's much better to pick up the even though inertia is very, very far away from a lot of useful grids, right? I still think it's definitely a worthy pickup, right, in comparison to some other stuff that you have, right? So obviously, the other thing is Sandstorm units. The better option here is Acerola, just because Acerola is an overall better unit. You can use Kabutops as well. Kabutops gives you the advantage of giving Olivia type skill, right? Which is very, very good. But the downside is Kabutops is just not as good as a unit as Acerola, because Acerola is just incredibly broken with aggravation, right? On Astonish, which is just so incredibly powerful. So, and also something, all that stuff. Anyways, that's me for this one. I guess hope you guys enjoy. Let me know, guys, think in the comments down below. Like and enjoy this video for our channel for some more Masters content. Also, I do have a playlist now on the channel of all the Synchron build guys. So if you want to go over those, you can check out the playlist. Would be a bit easier, right? Although I do want to caution a few of the earlier ones, right, are slightly outdated. But just because of the new content that we have now and all that stuff, co-op's not, again, unfortunately, not that big of a deal anymore. The meta changed quite drastically since then, but yeah, I'll see if I could rework those in the future. So, anyways, again, yeah, have fun with your Olivia, and I'll see you guys in the next one.